So I figured I'd put together a little compilation video of scrapyard trips on different days. I only got time for one trip today. This is a brass and copper radiator, so that's gonna be a good load to start with. And I claimed when I found this it'd be like $20–25. It may be more. I'm gonna have to go see exactly what the current price is on those guys, but that's one of the best items you can find in the scrap world. And then I've got some decent aluminum and whatnot in there. I got kind of a late start, so I only have about 10 minutes. I'm probably not going to clean a lot of this stuff up a whole lot, like these aluminum blinds and stuff. I'm probably just going to do that as aluminum breakage rather than clean them up. So I'm just going to do these aluminum blinds without taking them apart. I'm just going to go as aluminum breakage rather than aluminum and tin. I'm not going to separate them. I don't got time. These guys like to close right on time, so I'm just going to do it like this right now. Take it over to the scale. Yeah, it's pretty much ready to go. I'm not going to clean it up. I know you guys trying to get out of here. I'm running real short on time. There's a lead battery in here. This place doesn't take lead batteries. Let's go down the street for that. And I got some aluminum breakage, little brass, little copper, electric motor, aluminum cans. Up there, yeah, it's 10 shred. Up there I got 10 shred. Yeah, it's 10 shreds on there. That's all I got. 10 shred. And then I got some #1 wire, some stainless, some cans. In a hurry, so I didn't get a chance to show it to you. All right, now I'm up at this other, it's the same business, it's just a different lot. They're not allowed to take lead down there. So there's a lead battery in here. I suppose I could have taken this out already. I sold this other piece at the scrapyard, but anyways, that's the lead battery. Make sure it's on 0. Let's see how much that little thing weighs. 4 pounds. Might be $1. I'm not sure what batteries are right now. I should have sold this at the scrapyard. Oh well. Next time around. The tally on that one was $33.04. Got $1.15 for that brass copper radiator. 14 pounds at $16.10. I was thinking I would get a better price than that. Most of the people watching out there can probably get a better price than $1.15 for that. I was just happy to get that load off my scooter running late like that. So I wasn't late, but I was pushing closing time on Friday, so I'm just grateful to be able to get everything off. I had another radiator in there that was all aluminum. So there's what aluminum radiators are, 25 cents a pound. That was just a little guy. I might have been out of a motorcycle. I finally did my toad in. That's no good. Today I'm getting rid of these tires that I found in previous videos. I've got 4 more to bringing them in trips. I'll take those to the scrapyard. I should profit maybe, well, I think the price of the wheels went down a little bit. It was at 50 cents a pound. I think it's at 45 cents a pound now, unless it went back up. But I should profit about $5, give or take, on each tire. It costs $5 for them to pop the rubber off and dispose of the tires. And then I'll take the rims to the scrapyard. Some people will say to do it yourself and cut the rubber off of there, but then you have to dump the tires somewhere. So I'll just get rid of the tires. That's included in the $5 charge. So 2 more. They finally got to the first job. So I'm gonna wait and take 2 back with me. I came to Walmart to get this done, and they charge tax, so that's kind of a bummer. Cost myself $3.90. It's $43.90 to do 8 of them. $5 a pop plus tax. Our normal tire shop will just do it for a $5 bill. I've never been charged tax before, but oh well. These black ones are chunky. I know this one weighed I think 20 pounds last time. I took one of these in earlier. So if that's 20, this is gonna be, oh shoot, that's considerably heavier. So that's good. That's almost 30 pounds there, so I'm still gonna make over $40 even though I got charged tax. All right. So with these, what you wanna do is take off the air nozzles and any lead wheel weights that'll be in here. Let's see if I can find a lead wheel weight somewhere. See the lead wheel weights there. You want to get those off of there because the scrap yards will give you like an aluminum breakage, like 7 cents a pound, 10 cents a pound, whatever it is, if you don't get them cleaned up. So you want to have just the aluminum. So one of these had a plastic hubcap on it, but it's gone now. That's over here. This one here. So I want to pop that sucker off of there. It's easy. There's nothing hard about these rims. That's why I like it. For only profiting like 40, 45 bucks, whatever I'm gonna profit. It's more driving that I like to do. More back and forth. I usually will avoid doing that, but it's just easy. It's easy work, these rims. That's what I like about them. Nothing hard about it whatsoever. This lead wheel light should just come right off of there. That's as hard as it gets. That's all there is to it. These are actually a dirty brass. There's a brass stem in there. Put that in your dirty brass bucket. And here's another different kind of lead wheel weight. I didn't see that before. Sometimes you gotta watch out for these kind because they'll really come zinging off of there sometimes. So that'll go in your lead wheel weight bucket. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go to the scrapyard. I'll take 4 rims at a time. See what the price is on aluminum wheels. 45 cents. When I found these, the price was actually at 50 cents, so I suppose I should have taken them in right away. Well, Good news is those aluminum wheels were 25.5 pounds a piece. Bad news is they called them painted aluminum chrome wheels, and it's only 35 cents a pound. I had an oddball rim in there. One of the silver ones weighed 20 pounds, the other one weighed 15 pounds. And then I had a little bit of scrap metal too. Total of $33.84. The scrap metal I threw in there was just 24-cent piece of junk I picked up off the road. But let's see, so I spent on those 4 wheels, it cost me $22 to get the rubber taken off, and let's see, $33.60 is what it would have been. So $11.60 was my profit. That's only $3 a piece I profited. That's a real bummer. This always used to be like 50-55 cents a pound for aluminum wheels. That's the first time I've ever been under 50 cents. And so at $3 a piece, shoot, that's really not worth it. When it gets down to be that low, it would start to make sense to cut them off yourself, or not even mess with them, I suppose. You could probably find a tire shop that'll take them off for $2 or maybe for free or something. But the problem with that rubber is you can't just dump it. You're not supposed to put them in trash cans and stuff. So that's why I just pay someone to take care of it for me. Changed it up on you. How exciting was that? Actually, my camera wouldn't turn on coming down the road, so I had to come back in the other way. I guess kind of annoying. These GoPros are kind of glitchy. The final product is just so nice you can't really complain, but that's a glitchy little guy. That's how strong those things are. I have a little extra support over here. I really gotta get this thing changed. Look at all this stuff. Mercedes. Scrapping that? Yeah?
Hey, what happened to your dirt bike?
Motor blew out. think they were trying to dig out some good parts, expensive parts after that Mercedes. Before they scrapped it. Let's see what we're dealing with this time. 41 pounds. Aluminum wheels, 45 cents a pound. $18.45. The reason that weighs a little more is because one of the wheels I brought in earlier was not from that set. I actually had 9 aluminum wheels. I brought one in last week. 50 pounds chrome wheels, $17.50. So $36 on that batch of aluminum wheels. So $14 profit on that, which would be what, $3.50 per wheel. Not as much as I would have liked. Oh well, profit's profit though. And I bought a side stuff. 6 pounds, $20 aluminum, $1.50. Pound of cans, 35 cents. Pound of brass, $1.20. 7 pounds, 10, 28 cents. Tin is down to 4 cents now. That's not good. Short steel down to 5.5 cents. That's not good either. Pound of that for 6 cents. Aluminum breakage, 2 pounds, 16 cents. Number 2 copper insulated, 2 pounds for $1. Last and most least, low grade pound. That's low grade copper wire. I call it junk wire. 20 cents. Total 40.70. So that was what, $73, $74. It looks pretty fancy until you realize I took out $43 to get those wheels taken off. So anyways, how's everybody doing today? It's gonna be a scrap day for me. Take a few loads to the yard down the street, and then after that place closes, I'll probably take a load down that way to the other scrap yard 8 miles away or so, and then scavenge on the way back, see what I can find for you. Show you how close I live to the scrap yard for those of you that haven't seen this before. Another load of rubbish. These are some nice heavy aluminum vent covers of some sort. I think they came off like a make line out of the food industry, maybe like you'd see at a pizza shop or a Subway or something, you know. I don't know, something along those lines. Shoot, I think they've got metal in them. Never mind. They got metal around the outside of them. I didn't notice that till just now. That's what's making them so heavy. See that? Oh well. So they told me they don't want me filming there anymore outside. They originally had said it was okay to do it outside, but I guess they don't want me to do it out there anymore. So it's kind of a bummer. But I'll show you some of these loads. I guess I still got the loads on tape, so I'm not going to be able to show you the whole load when I'm there. I guess one of the customers thought I was filming them or something. Probably someone in trouble with the law maybe or something. $15.75. I didn't take in a whole lot of good stuff. It was just basically rubbish. This load's gonna be a little better. I know, not really. I guess there's a bunch of Christmas lights in there. After I go to the scrapyard, I'll go to the battery shop. Scrapyard I'm going to with this, it doesn't take lead anymore. And then do some scavenging, like I said, on the way home. The stupidest part about that deal is that I don't, I go out of my way sometimes to not put people on my videos, and I always like to ask too, but I suppose I do sometimes put people in a video, and just like if they're walking around in the background and stuff. But anyways, that's that. Getting rid of this wire today. I had another smaller spool too. I found this in a video a while back. Some people had in the comments talked me into trying to sell this, but I should have just scrapped it right away. to ship something like that, it costs a fortune because it's super heavy. But I mean, it would be more valuable, of course, to sell it like on Craigslist or something, but it could take forever to sell, and it's just a hassle. I should have just scrapped. I always usually just scrap stuff like this right away. Listening to people in the comments gets me off my normal way of things and starts making me build up a bunch of junk. So that's gonna be nice. That's probably, shoot, that might be $15 right there, maybe $20. It depends on how much that spool weighs, but I guess we'll find out. So I usually don't come to this scrapyard. It's way over on the southeast corner of town, kind of in no man's land. But the other scrapyard I would typically go to is closed for lunch from 1 to 2, and it's 1:15, so I'll unload my tin here and then take the rest of the stuff inside to the small scale. Make a long story short, actually I'm gonna keep this clock, this lot mostly brass. So then this goes inside. I may hold on to some of this if I don't get a real good price. Look at it. What time is it? But see how it goes. I missed a piece of tin. Okie dokie. Okay, so I got 1206 for that load. I'll pause the video, have a look at it. That receipt's a little different than the typical ones I show. This is probably more like a standard scrapyard you might see in other videos, I suppose. But I didn't sell my wire. They were gonna give me 20 cents a pound. So the other place opens up in about a half hour, and I'll get 50 cents a pound. So there's no reason to lose that kind of money. So what I'm gonna do now is go out, run a little route, do some scavenging, and then I'm gonna wind up back at that other scrapyard that's closed for lunch, and I'm gonna get rid of everything I find, plus that, see how I do. Kind of barren here today. Pay window action. Oh, the tote ruined my plans. Get out of my way. That spool of wire I had, they called it #1 insulated copper. So I got 85 cents a pound for it. 30 pounds, $25.50. You can see the rest of the stuff there. I also held out a little brass from that last place, not on purpose. and then pound of copper pipe, and $32.82 grand total, so that's not too bad. So what was that for the day? 3 different scrap yards. $59 and a thumbnail. What do you think about that? So like I said, I hope I never gave anyone the wrong impression. Sometimes you can find some scrap and, you know, it is worth a lot of money, but it all balances out in the end. It's extremely difficult to just go out and search for it. That's the battery shop. I forgot to say that second scrapyard I went to, they buy batteries. So that's why I didn't sell it. I forgot about that. This is an incense holder. For those of you that might have been interested. I should have smelled it to begin with, but I thought it was an urn. I didn't want to stick my nose in there. And I noticed it was worn here. It's one of those incense holders. Kind of something like that with a bunch of smoke coming out. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrap that. Well, maybe I'll hold off on that. It's a nice piece of brass, I'll tell you what. It's $5 right there. $5.50 probably, maybe. Yeah, about 5 pounds. Maybe I'll hold off. I haven't actually ran that through the internet. Maybe that's got some decent value, but I'll hold off on that just for a minute. Put my scrapper's mentality away for just a second. And here it is at the scrapyard. Here's an example of what I was talking about. I found that. I don't know what an ICO 342 multiplex generator is. But after I check it out online, I know that it's for like syncing up radios, tuning radios, see if radios work and whatnot. The problem is, even if it's worth $60 or so, I don't know if it works, and I'm not gonna go and educate myself and get a bunch of different radios and hook them all up, and you know, and then sell it on eBay for 60 or 70 if it works, minus 30 for shipping. If I sold it for parts on eBay, maybe I'll get $30 out of it, you know what I mean? But shipping is gonna be $30, so I could put hours into that trying to figure it out. But there's people watching that know exactly what that is, you know what I mean? There's a small percentage of people out there that would like to have that, and they're gonna be heartbroken that I scrap it. With my tin shred at 3.5 cents a pound. But I mean, that's just what I have to do. I've just learned my lesson from trying to figure stuff out. I can put hours into that and just figure out that I just wasted my time. And to keep doing it over and over and over with different things, it's just such a waste of time. Even if I do find you know, something that I profit 50 bucks from. But anyways, I'm gonna show you what some of this stuff is. I got some number 2 insulated copper wire in this bucket. I don't know why I put those in there. My tin shred bucket, empty bucket, another empty bucket, bucket of cans. Oops, I wasn't ready, was I? Tote full of cans. This garbage disposal goes aluminum breakage. That cable splitter is aluminum breakage. They might go aluminum breakage or some kind of motor on that. It might just go tin shed. I'm gonna have to see what they want to do with it. This is junk wire, a low grade wire. When it comes to a low grade wire, like, I have to cut all the ends off my number 2 wire to get the number 2 price. I have to cut all those plugs off. But when it comes to junk wire, low grade wire, you don't have to cut the plugs off. So you'd just be decreasing the weight and losing money. You would take your time, you would put your time into literally losing money. At the scrapyards where I live, anyway. So when it comes to junk wire, I just leave them all on there. Coaxial cable, it's got steel wire in it. It'll go as 10 shred. Actually, it's they don't even take it here sometimes. And actually it's a lower price than 10 shred. But when I just have a little bit, they just say it's okay to throw it in there, you know, a few pounds. So with these plug-ins here, I get questions what I do with these. And I've never made an example like this before, but there's a category for these, and they pay less for these than they do for 10 shred. It's the same deal with coax. If I just have like this much, you know, a pound or 2 or 3, they don't mind if I just throw it in with my 10 shred pile. But today I'm going to show, because I get quite a few questions about this. You might find a video telling you to pull these prongs out and stuff, and those prongs are brass, but that plastic chunk has a lot of weight to it, so you might not be gaining as much money as you think. And that's hardcore labor to pull a pound or 2 of those out in an hour, you know what I mean? So you're looking at just a couple dollars an hour. I'm not saying not to do it, but try it out, find out for yourself. I know there's videos out there telling people to do it. In Europe, the prongs are big and fat and juicy and weigh a lot, so I don't have experience with that kind of stuff. But in America, prongs look like that. Now, if I lived in a house and I had a shop, I would progress to the point where I would get a pulverizer, or some kind of shredder, or a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a hammer mill or something along them lines. I would find a machine, and I would throw these. I would put all these in a bucket, and I would dump that bucket right into my machine every so often. I've priced shredders, and like for 10 grand I could get a small scale industrial one, but maybe 7 grand. But as far as just like a cheap one, you know, $500, $600, under $1,000, they just don't produce them because they're super dangerous. If you get your hand stuck in a shredder, it will just keep going. It'll go all the way up. I mean, it just won't stop. They're just awfully dangerous. So no one sells them. I found one guy on YouTube, Filmmaker, I think is his channel name, where he actually will sell them to people, but he wants you to deposit the money directly into his bank account before he'll even talk to you. So I'm not gonna do that. But it's like $700 or something for a little household grinder. But like if my cat jumped up there and got its foot stuck in that grinder, it would be all over. So they're super dangerous. But hopefully if I get into a house this spring with a shop, I will progress to getting some machinery, because I would love to have some grinder or a shredder, I mean, where I could dump stuff in. I could just make videos all day long of just shredding different stuff. So it would just shred all that plastic off, you know, and it'd just be real easy to separate it. If you had machinery, a lot of scrapping starts to make sense. Like if I had a hammer mill or a shredder that could handle that little transformer, you know, just let the machinery do all the work for you. Well, at that time, then it makes sense to go after all that copper. But to try to get the copper out of something like that by hand, that's just ridiculous. Okay, I got some brass here, dirty brass, not gonna weigh, transfer not gonna weigh, so I'm just gonna keep that for another day. I found this lodge. I'm not sure what you want to call that. It's not really a skillet, but nice cast iron cooking device for camping or whatnot. It's nice. I keep that kind of stuff. Those will clean up real good if they're rusty. Those clean up nice. Okay, and then I had this padlock I found on video. It's got the keys, so I'm keeping it. Another nut driver, put that in my nut driver collection. Here's an example of what I was talking about. Sometimes when I edit videos, I will see things that I didn't even see when I was out there in the heat of the moment scavenging in a dumpster. Because when you're out there live, when you're actually doing it, you know, I might be more worried about the board that's digging into my shin bone. You know, is there going to be more pressure on that here in a second? You know, how's my footing over here with this broken glass? So just a myriad of things that I'm more focused on. But when I sit at home and edit them, you know, I might have my eyes just trained on this. You know, I'm just looking right at this that I'm talking about. And over here in the picture frame, where I'm not looking, there could be something I totally miss. So it's a lot different watching our video. I'm always amazed by stuff I don't miss. And the stuff I don't know what it is. Like when I found this in that Star Wars dumpster a while back, I had spotted some diabetic needles and some diabetic equipment right off the bat. So when I came across this, I thought it was some kind of measuring device, some kind of diabetic machinery for maybe testing blood sugar or something. I couldn't figure out what those spoons were for, you know. Like, I sat there, I was like, what is that? Some kind of diabetic testing device or something? And it's a pair of fingernail clippers. But see, I had diabetic devices and stuff on my mind, and I've never seen fingernail clippers like that. So I was baffled by the spoons. Didn't even look down to see what it was. People in the comments were like, it's a fingernail clipper, you moron. So there's that. I thought that was kind of funny. And then drywall screws and unused putty knife keepers. And oh, this joystick, this is worth like $35. But I let the rain on it. So another problem with getting stuff out of dumpsters, you don't know its back history. But even though I let the rain on this, I'm still gonna hold on to that. It's just got a VGA hookup, so I'm just gonna hold on to that. It's an old one. Oh, and then I had this communications wire is actually worth more than number 2 wire, but I don't really have enough to weigh, so I'm just gonna throw it right there on top. What else we got going on here? Getting rid of these DVD players I found a while back. Neither one of them worked. Well, one kind of worked, but I'll mess around with it. Oh, and then I was calling this a dog tie out. I'm not sure what it is. Some kind of steel cable mixed up with my insulated copper. I'm not sure what that is for sure. Some kind of steel cable, which will actually go with my tin shed over here. I'll let that get rained on too. It's trashed. It's actually a block of ice right now.
Got a question.
What's up, man?
I know you do find a lot of wires.
Yeah.
Have you come across any original Xbox 360 plugins?
All the time. I got some at home.
You take $10 for one?
The power brick?
The whole power brick? Yep.
I probably got one.
Well,
hey, you still want that phone too?
Yeah,
$10 on each one? $20 bill?
Yeah.
I haven't tested it out. Or
Deal.
I meant to say earlier in the video, there's a channel called Uberism81. He lives up in Canada. He takes stuff like, he would take something like this apart and he would sell all the little parts and stuff. If I lived up in Canada, I probably would get into the same thing. His dad's an electrician. He's got a lot of exposure to that stuff. He's hooked in with electricians and heating and air conditioning guys and whatnot. So Uberism81, I'll put his link down in the description. I don't know if he is still posting a lot of videos or not, but you can go through his old videos. He takes this kind of stuff apart, and obviously his dad's an electrician, so he knows what he's doing. And he'll sell all the little parts on eBay. That's just something I'm not going to get into. I live somewhere where it maybe snows a couple inches and it's gone in a couple days, so I would much rather just do what I do. But if I lived where it was up in the Arctic tundra where there was 4 feet of snow, I would definitely start to look into doing stuff like that without a doubt. But anyways, okay, now I'll go see what's worth. I had an aluminum bucket. I think I threw a bunch of stuff on top of it. My missing aluminum bucket, I had these in there. I thought they were aluminum. Those tokens are actually a brass, so I'm just gonna take those back. Not enough brass to weigh, almost a pound. Dirty brass transformer. Check that out. That's an old magnet. I used to give these away to people like 10 years ago here. I'm really surprised to see that one's still holding up after 10 years. Of course, it might have just been laying around this whole time. That's that magnet, it doesn't even work. That magnet's so old it stopped working. And that's hilarious. Good quality magnet they're giving out there. Most of them actually would just the magnet would just come out of that plastic. See how his plastic's cracked? Most of them just fell apart. I was surprised to see that one. That's kind of funny, huh? Not only is the plastic cheap, so's the magnets. Okay, let's get to the heart of the story. $7.47. If you want to pause the video, take a look at all that. Got some scrap day action for you. I've got that brass I tried to bring in a recent video. Some other decent stuff in here. A little bit of double decker action going today. I have a little bit of #2 copper down here. Copper insulated wire, that is. I found this in a video a while back. Nice piece of brass. When I found this, I claimed it was stainless steel. I saw someone in the comments saying it's brass, and I actually scratched it here. Now I can't find the spot to show you, but it's brass. There it is. Nice brass right there. Bonus action. Appreciate your comments when I make mistakes. Lots of times when I make mistakes and you tell me in the comments, it's making money for me, so I sure do appreciate that. One thing I've always noticed when I first came to YouTube, one of the first things I noticed was the overwhelming knowledge of a group of people. It's so much better than an individual. I mean, that's kind of common sense, but you don't really realize it until you have a group of a couple thousand advisors. Then you really notice the power of it. I got some cans down here. I might get this all loaded up. It's real windy today. So one drawback of having this here, it kind of acts like a sailboat. If I get crosswinds, this will kind of act like a little sailboat out on the water. So it's pretty sketchy sometimes. But got enough weight, it's not going to really blow me off the road. So, and then I have, if you watched my last video, I have a tote in one of my stash holes. I'm gonna snatch that up, bring it in, and then if I have time, I'm gonna come back and grab another big load of stuff. See if I can get down the road in time or not. Found my pair of snips. They're in that tote like I thought. So I'll put this one back in the backup roll. Cool little multi Xbox, Nintendo, Sony, PlayStation, I think, hookups for an old school TV from Radio Shack. I don't have the heart to scrap that. A little bit of copper here, a little bit of junk wire here. Got some breakage over here, aluminum breakage, mixed in with some dirty brass. And actually I'm gonna take that off of there. It's gonna go on my clean brass. A little bit of #2 insulated copper wire, bucket of aluminum, real nice little crate full of brass, some tin shed here. This is gonna go with short steel. It's a little bit better price than tin. Some cans, some more aluminum breakage. This piece trying to hide on me. I said I was gonna use this piece at home. Still fairly clean. I actually went home and got another load. After this, I'm gonna go to that stash hole from my last video, snatch that stuff up. Over here, I've got some aluminum. This was a nice lamp. They call this cast aluminum. That sort of stuff. This is a piece of stainless steel. I'm just gonna weigh it with that. It's really not enough to weigh on some. It might be, but let's see what they want to do with it up there. Stainless steel and aluminum is about the same price right now. I think it's a nickel different. Anyways, #2 insulated copper wire. Another pound of cans or so. Get that out of there. This place stopped taking lithium-ion batteries, unfortunately. This is my stuff. I don't have enough to weigh. A little copper, a little motor, a little junk wire. This guy, I don't know if he was here or not. I don't know if that flopped out of my pile or not. But this is brass. This is all brass. Even the square shape things coming out of there. A little more brassola. Keys are brass, if you didn't know that. I got over here, I got some old tin shred. I might be able to pick a little short steel out of here. That piece. Over here, some aluminum breakage. Things like an old motor off of a, where'd that come off of? I was gonna say weed eater. That's a little stout to be a weed eater. Drill that the battery came off of, aluminum breakage, little neoprene wire, weed eater handle, aluminum wand off a gutter cleaner. This is dirty stainless, little oven heating element. I'll just weigh with that, it's about the same price. And over here, got a bucket of short steel, a grate out of a big grill, an old car jack down there. Not sure what that is. This vise was in my load of scrap metal. I didn't realize how good a shape that was in. Boy, that is not scrap metal. I can't scrap that, can I? Let's see if that screws in there. Oh boy. What do you think about that, folks? It's missing something, isn't it? It's supposed to be a piece right there, I think. That screws into and separates them. Never mind, that is scrap metal. Bummer. I thought I had something there for a second. Stash hole action. Well, I've been in go mode all day long. I forgot to turn the camera on. Down there I took some aluminum breakage, a ceiling fan, some tin shed. There's gonna be some more tin shed. That might go with short steel there, maybe. Might be tin shed because it's got that goop on there. It's gonna be aluminum breakage, a little bit of aluminum, more tin shed, more cans, more number 2 insulated copper, piece of aluminum, some more motors, junk wires, not gonna be enough to weigh. Piece of copper, not enough to weigh. I'm gonna do some dumpster dive, bebopping on the way home. See what I can scrounge up for you. Ah! Ah! Figured I'd run to the scrapyard today for today's video, that is. Taking a bunch of aluminum, see how much aluminum I can fit on the scooter. I want to get rid of some of this stuff here, but this is going to be 15 cents a pound for clean aluminum, and last time I checked this was 30 cents a pound for extruded aluminum. So I'm going to take in as much of that as I can and just kind of get this stuff out of the way. So I'm going to load this up and then put some on the floorboards. I'm gonna have to take out a few screws. This pile is pretty clean, but to get the best pricing, I'm gonna have to take out the steel screws. I could take it all in for clean aluminum at 15 cents a pound. This extruded aluminum here with the screws still in it. It's actually kind of tempting, but 15 cents, 30 cents. So like, I seen last time I talked about this, I saw some comments saying, you know, blah, 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 take the screws out, but I had made a test video. So if I were to go to a scrapyard and extruded aluminum was 30 cents a pound and clean aluminum was 25 cents a pound, I wouldn't take the time to sit down and take all these screws out for 5 cents a pound, you know what I mean? But at 15 cents and 30 cents, I mean, that's double the price, so it's a big difference. Sometimes people maybe aren't real familiar with scrapping, don't have a lot of experience, maybe they don't understand that sometimes sitting down and doing all that extra work is really kind of anti-productive. There's much better things you can do than sit down and do manual labor for 5 cents a pound on aluminum. But with that being said, that's not the case. I've never seen extruded aluminum be double the price of clean aluminum, but that is the case today. Well, if the screws are frozen in there, there's really not a whole lot I'm going to do about it anyway, I suppose. The screws are just stripping out, so let's see here. So I know I'll get the comments telling me to use an electric screwdriver. It's really not all that much faster, and these screws that are locked up really wouldn't make much of a difference anyways. There's some other pieces in there where there's steel inside, and I'm just not going to wrestle with it, so it's going to go for a lesser price on some of them, but mostly it's going to be clean extruded. And while I'm doing this, I'm picturing this tool. It's called the Alligator at that scrapyard I'm going to, around the corner from their scale. Maybe they'll let me go in there, I'll show it to you. When you picture some of the machinery that's used for scrapping, you just lose heart in doing it like I'm doing it here, taking out these screws one by one. They just got an alligator machine in there. Alligator jaws, I think is what they call them, and they can just take like a piece that has like has this piece of steel stuck in there like that. There's a bunch of different things holding it on there, and I stripped that screw out. It's in there so tight it's locked up, and there's other things holding it in. I just don't want to mess with it, but they can just take the alligator jaws and just put that sucker in there and just cut it right here. I have a nice big block of clean extruded, and you know, they might even be able to loosen that up a little bit. Well, they probably won't mess with that. Just throw that in a breakage pile, but that machinery that is used for scrap is so nice. Alright, it would be nothing for them just to go chop, chop, you know. Chop, chop. There's another one like that. Let's see if I get that one out of there. I could definitely fit more on there, but for safety reasons, I'm not going to push it any further. That's going to be a nice load. I'm interested to see how much it's going to weigh. It's really hard to put a estimate on the weight of it with so many little pieces, but I'm gonna claim over 100. It's gotta be triple digits. Drink. Oh, it's getting warm out here. This scrapyard closes from 1 to 2, which is in about 15 minutes, 10 minutes for lunch. So I got a little time to kill, 40 minutes or so. So I'll get an intro going. What do you think? Where's the sun at? The sun's actually on top of me, pretty much. I guess we'll put it like this. Intro action. Let's see if I get that in there. Hey, that might be my thumbnail. What do you think? There it is. Think about taking this battery in too while I'm down there. See how that goes. Probably not. Hey, aluminum came up a nickel. Oh, extruded aluminum came up a nickel. It said 20 cents and 35 cents. That's good news. What do you think about that? Was it 15 and 30 last time I was here? It's good, good, good. So if you thought my time didn't add up earlier, I was accounting for this 20 minutes here. I'm here early, it's 1:40. I'll have all this organized, ready to go. As soon as I open the gate, I'll be in and out of here, lickety split. Okay, so here it is. This is gonna be the really good stuff, the extruded aluminum, 35 cents a pound. Unfortunately, I got a couple pieces of aluminum breakage here. I think it's like 3 cents a pound. It's got big chunks of steel in there, so that's kind of a bummer, but oh well. This one's gonna be a scale man's call. It's got some stuff in there. I could get that over there if I really wanted to, but they'll probably go clean aluminum on that. I'll probably knock that out of there before I get up there. But, and then this is gonna be clean aluminum over here. These pots and pans, aluminum bottle, muffin pan, interior pan out of like a small crock pot deal. Heat lamp fixture smashed up, or a heat lamp, what do you want to call it, shade or whatever. And this is going to be extruded aluminum. It's dirty, and I think it's the same price as clean aluminum, so it might show up on a ticket as clean aluminum. It's got a couple screws in there. These are the ones that we're stripping out and stuff, and I'm just not gonna mess with it. Those are heavy dudes though. That's a nice piece of aluminum. So it's got little stuff stuck in there I couldn't get out. I'm not gonna wrestle with it. Stripped out screws and that one. That should go as clean aluminum. So we're looking at 20 cents a pound, 35 cents a pound. It'll probably go with clean. This bummer, 3 cents a pound. Cans are at 25 cents a pound. That's cat food cans and some pop cans of mine. Probably a pound of that. So let's see what this weighs. I think it's gonna be maybe 150 pounds. I actually missed some of this. I took all this out just now. It's pretty easy to miss stuff. It hides down in these nooks and crannies and stuff. There's a little metal there. They might take that piece out and put it clean. But we'll see what the scale man wants to do. See if I can get a look at that alligator jaw for you. So it worked out good. There it is. Let's look at it in the shade so you can see it. Had 41 pounds of clean aluminum at 20 cents a pound for $8.20. Had 115 pounds of extruded painted aluminum, 35 cents a pound for $40.25. Had 9 pounds of aluminum breakage. Hey, look at that, aluminum breakage came up 2 cents. It's up to a nickel a pound, 45 cents. And then I had a pound of cans, 25 cents a pound for cans. A grand total of $49.50. That was 141, 151, 156, 165, 166 pounds of aluminum. I think that's a new record for aluminum. 166 pounds on a scooter. What do you think about that? I think I was almost violating the load limit there. I think we'll go ahead and make our thumbnail out of that. What do you think about that? Where's the thumbnail at? It's in there somewhere. Right about there, I think. Somewhere. There it is. There's the thumbnail. There it is right there. You see that? How that worked? All right. I'm gonna take you for a spin around the scrapyard one time. They're too busy for the alligator jaws. They just got back from lunch, so I don't want to bother them. I'll try to get that in some other time. How much you think that brick of cans weighs? Hey, how much a bale of cans weigh?
Around 500 pounds.
Only 500?
Yeah.
Hey, that boat's still sitting there. So each one of those bales is $500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. There's about 25, 30 of them sitting there. They kind of got a weird system here. They're kind of stuck for space, so the big load's got to come in that way and weigh, and then go back around and unload and then weigh again. I'm not quite sure why this guy's backing up like that, but he must have came the wrong way or something. Sure hope you enjoyed the show, and as always, thanks for watching.